Hey guys, welcome back. We're doing part 3, math for paper 3H from May 2008. So let's pick up where we left off. Okay, so we left off at question 18, and question 18 is basically asking you to find the length A. And it's given you a triangle, 2 angles and 1 side. Now first of all, you need to pay attention to the note over here to solve this question. This note is basically the sine rule. So basically what this says is that the side, the ratio of the side and its opposite angle is equal to the ratio of another side and its opposite angle. And so using this, you can help solve this question. It could also be the other way, where the ratio of the sine of its angle over the side is equal to the ratio of the sine of its other angle over the side. It could be either like sine A over A is equal to sine B over B. It could be put in that way as well. It doesn't really matter. But you need to know this to apply to this question. So basically in this question, you're given 2 angles. So by using this rule, we could say that A over its opposite side, which is 35, sine of 35 could be equal to 6.8 over sine of 64. If you really don't want to just accept the rule, you can look at proof, but it would take me too long to explain it. So just go in Khan Academy, he'll explain it for you really fast. So all you got to do is all you got to do is solve this equation for A, to find the value for A. So all you got to do is multiply both sides by sine 35, and you're going to get A is equal to 6.8 over sine 64 times sine of 35. And A has to be in 3 significant figures, so using your calculator, A will be equal to 4.34 centimeters. Well, in question 19, you're supposed to prove that 12 over root 8 is equal to 3 root 2. 3 times root 2. So let's take the left-hand side. So we'll take 12 over root 8. Now, root 8 is nothing but, let's say, I could write this as 12 over root 4 times 2, right? Because 4 times 2 is 8. And then I could do this also. I could split it up into root 4 into root 2, into this form. So now, we have this basically, and what we can simplify this further to is root 4 is nothing but 2, right? So all it becomes is 2 times root 2. So now look at what we've got here. 12 over 2 times root 2. 12 and 2 are divisible by each other. Basically, 12 divided by 2 is nothing but 6. So you could write this as 6 over root 2. Because if you divide both by 2, you're going to get this 2 will go out and this will become 6 on the top. So you get 6 over root 2. Now what we're going to do is we're going to rationalize the denominator. Basically what rationalizing means that we don't leave like a surd form in the denominator. We make it like a number. So how do we do this? First of all, we do this. We multiply both the numerator and denominator by root 2 so that we can get rid of this square root sign. So what is 6 times root 2? It's just 6 root 2. And what is root 2 times root 2? It's nothing but 2. So this way we've rationalized the denominator. But now we need in the form 3 root 2. So all we got to do, basically 6 and 2, 6 is divisible by 2. So it forms 3 root 2. Basically if you divide both sides again by 2, right, the numerator and denominator by 2, 2 and 2 cancel and form 1, and 6 divided by 2 is 3, so you get 3 root 2. And there you've proved it. Okay, so now on to question 20. Question 20 is about circle properties and the angles and stuff. It's going to take me a while to explain, if I was to prove the theories, but so I'm just going to show you the answers and give you the reason for why. I can't prove the reason, not in this video, but look at Khan Academy, look at any other tutorials online, and there'll be lots of proof for it. So basically, they've given you the angle O, and they're asking you to find the angle R. So what you need to do is First of all, the angle R is basically half of the angle O. So it's 118 divided by 2. Now I'll just explain the reason for this in a second. So now we know that angle R is equal to 118 divided by 2, which is 59 degrees. So that's A1 done. And now we have to do A2. Basically, the reason for this is because if you notice, both triangles, sorry, one sec, I'll do that in a different color so you can see it. Both triangles are in the same arc, which is this. But in the red triangle's case, it's going only to the center. So as you know, the center angle formed is 2 times the angle over here. If this was x, it would be 2 times x. So since this is 118, this should be a half of 118, that's why. So the actual reason for this is because angle at the center is twice the angle at circumference. So all you got to do is divide this by 2 and you'll get this angle. Next, you're given a circle again with the circle properties, and you're given a line that extends out. And they're asking you to find the value of x. And what they've said is BCD is a straight line, meaning this is a straight line. So what do we know about straight lines? The angles on a straight line always add up to 180, right? No matter what direction the straight line is in, it'll always be 180 degrees. So knowing that, we can say that this angle, let's call it y, plus this angle will give me 180 degrees since this lies on this line, right? So we can write an equation for this. So we can say x plus 36 plus y will give me 180 degrees. So y is nothing but 180 minus 36 minus x. And so y is nothing but 144 minus x, because 180 minus 36 is 144. Okay, so now that we know that y is 144 minus x, we can look at this triangle now. Now we can actually look at the circle properly. Here's one triangle, here's another triangle. And if you notice, they're on the same arc. So that means that this y, this angle x is nothing but 2 times y, right? Because from the previous question we discussed this. So that means that x, angle x, is equal to 2 times 144 minus x. So now to find x, all we need to do is solve this equation. So this simplifies to x is equal to 2 times 144 is 288, and 2 times negative x is negative 2x. So add 2x on both sides, add 2x, you get 3x is equal to 288. Now divide 3 on both sides and you'll get x is equal to 288 divided by 3, so x is equal to 96. Now in question 21 we're just given a graph. We don't know the equation of the graph, they've just said y is equal to f of x, meaning it's a function. So they're asking you to calculate an estimate for the gradient of the curve at the point where x is equal to 3. Now how do we do this? How do we calculate a gradient of a curve? Basically what you need to do is draw a tangent at the, look, so first of all, find the point where you need to do, basically what you need to do is draw a tangent at the point where you want to draw it, and if you find the gradient of the tangent, that's nothing but the gradient at that point. So look at x when x is equal to 3. When x is equal to 3, y is equal to about, I think 6 or 6.5 or something like that. So this is the point where you need to draw the tangent. So all you got to do, a tangent is nothing but a line which touches a curve, or like any other, a curve at one point, and only one point, okay? So all you got to do is draw a line which is going to touch this at just one point and then just pass straight through. So there's your line. It might not be very accurate by me because I'm drawing this on an iPad again, but this is the best I could do. Now, how do we find the gradient? All we got to do is find the gradient of this line, and that's it. So how do we do that? First of all, we need to take 2 points on this tangent we've drawn. So let's take this point, and we're going to take this point. So what are these 2 points? This point is 4.5, comma, it's about like, I think, 14. And this point is like 1.7, comma, 0. So now how do we find the gradient of any normal line? All we got to do is do the vertical difference minus the horizontal difference. So what is the vertical difference? It's nothing but here, 14 minus 0. So 14 minus 0. Actually, wait, you have to write vertical difference over horizontal difference. So vertical diff over horizontal, I'll just call it hori diff. And this will give us our gradient, yeah, m. So what is the vertical diff? Friends, it's 14 minus 0. And what's the horizontal difference? Look at the x values. 4.5 minus 1.7. And basically that's 14 over 2.8. And that'll basically give you an answer of, 1 second, about 5. Now in the mark scheme, they've given you a range from like 2.5 to 6.5. It basically depends on how you draw the tangent, but make sure you draw it so that it only hits the curve at one point. And basically what you get the marks for is drawing the tangent, so it hits at one point, which is the x equal to 3 point over here, and make sure it hits the curve only 1 point, sorry. Make sure you find the vertical difference over the horizontal difference and find the gradient. And the gradients can lie between a range of 2.5 and 6.5, I think, according to the mark scheme. So yeah, that's it. Okay, 21b. They're asking you to find an estimate of the solution to the equation of f of x equal to 0. F of x is nothing but y equal to 0. When f of x is equal to 0, y is equal to 0. Because like the whole function is equal to 0 basically. Okay? So when y is equal to 0, what is the value of x? That's what they're asking you for. Now if you look, y is equal to 0 at this point, right here. So if you look, x is equal to, wait, let me rub this stuff off, it's really distracting. X is equal to, it's about minus 1.7. So at f of x equal to 0, x is equal to negative 1.7. F of x is equal to 0 is nothing but the roots of the curve, like where it hits the x-axis. Okay, basically in question 21c, they're saying the equation f of x, basically this equation, this curve, is equal to y, is equal, mx plus c, sorry, is equal to mx plus c, meaning it's equal to a straight line. I mean, as in like, where straight line, straight line crosses it. And they're saying two of the solutions are x equal to negative 1 and x equal to 1. Meaning, when a straight line is drawn through this curve, this f of x curve, it hits it at x equal to 1, x equal to negative 1, and x equal to 1. So that means that it hits at this point, it meets the curve at this point, and also at this point. So then they ask you to find the value of c, meaning find the value of c where this line that hits the curve, where it crosses the x-axis. So first of all, what you need to do is draw the line. So it hits at negative 1 and 1, so you mark the points on this curve. And what you need to do is draw a line joining these 2 points, right? So now you've got a line joining these 2 points, and now the value of c is nothing but the y-intercept. So look at where it hits the y-axis over here, and if you look closely, it's at 12. So that means the value of c is equal to 12. Okay, 21c2. They're asking you to find the third solution of the equation of f of x equal to mx plus c. So basically, this line can pretty much be extended, right? So you extend it, and if you extend it, you're going to get the third solution. And basically, the third solution is the next place it meets the curve. Yeah, so the next solution is the place it meets the curve again. And this is around here. And like according to my graph, it's actually, one sec. Yeah, I kind of drew the graph a bit badly, but if you actually draw it properly and straight, like with a good scale and stuff, actually my graph is really bad. It's actually meeting at 4.2, so my solution is actually 4.2, but in actual reality, if you drew the curve right, it would meet at x equal to 4 if you drew it with a ruler and everything, but I'm doing it on an iPad, no ruler, nothing, so feel pity for me. Yeah, so all you got to do is extend the line until it hits the curve again, and then where it hits the curve, go down to the x-axis, and that value is the next solution. So that's the third solution. Final question, question 22, and we're being asked to find the area of this shape right here. Now this might look really confusing, but I'll make it as simple as possible, which it actually is. So first of all, what you need to do is split the shape into two triangles. Now if you look at this, this is a right angle triangle, which are formed here, and basically, so basically I'll call this shape A and this shape B. Now, first of all, what we need to do is find the area of shape B. So let's say we find the area of shape B. It's nothing but area of any triangle is half base times height. So the base in this case is 2, and the height, since it's a right angle triangle, will be 2 as well. So 2 times 2 times half. So that just gives you an area of, because 2 and 2 divide, and that just gives you an area of 2. Okay, now for the tricky bit, shape A. Now for shape A, it's an isosceles triangle. It's not a right angle triangle. We don't have the height. We don't have the base. But from this diagram, we can see that actually shape A, this is the base. This is the base of shape A. Like it's the base length of shape A. Because shape A, if you just flip your paper over and make the shape A straight, you'll see that that's the base. So how do we find that area? Basically, we use this rule, which we've discussed a lot in many of the tutorials, Pythagoras Rule. And this is actually the hypotenuse of this triangle, because its hypotenuse is opposite to the right angle. So h squared is equal to 2 squared plus 2 squared. So h squared is equal to 4 plus 4, which is 8. So h is equal to root 8. Okay, so now we know the base length, but we don't know the height of the shape. So how are we supposed to find the area? Well, this is just simple. All we got to do is, this is an isosceles triangle, so we can just divide this shape into 2. So it forms a nice right angle triangle over here. Now, this base length gets divided into root 8 over 2. So it's root 8 over 2 on either side. Sorry for the bad writing. It's basically just root 8 over 2 on either side, right, of the right angle triangle. Yeah, so root 8 over 2. So now we have a right angle triangle. We have the base length. We have the height. We have another length. So all we can do is use Pythagoras Theorem again to find a value for the height. But in this case, we have the hypotenuse, 10, right? 10 centimeters. That's the hypotenuse of this right angle triangle. So in this case, 10 squared is equal to root 8 over 2 squared plus, let's call it x squared, right? So 100 is equal to root 8 over 2 squared is root 8 squared over 2 squared, root 8 squared over 2 squared plus x squared. So it becomes 100 is equal to root 8 squared is nothing but 8 over 4, which 8 over 4 plus x squared. So 8 over 4 is nothing but 2. So x squared is equal to 100 minus 2. X is equal to root 98. Okay, so now we know the base of the triangle is root 8. We know the height of the triangle is root 98. So now we can find the area of shape A. So the area of shape A is nothing but half times base times height. And so that's half times root 8 times root 98. And so that gives you an answer of half times 28, which is equal to 14 centimeters square. So the area of shape A is 14 centimeters square. So now if you look at this shape, A plus B should give you the total area of the shape. So in this case, the total area, so total A area is equal to A plus b. So it's 14 plus 2, which is 16 centimeter squared. And that's it. Okay, so thanks guys. We're finally done with paper 3H from May 2008. And please comment if you have any questions, and please rate this video and subscribe to this YouTube channel. Thanks a lot guys, and stay tuned.